Howdy, howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the Rubik's Cube, and not just any Rubik's Cube. We're actually going to be talking about... Yes, this. I don't know if that was any good, but yeah. So there's this is the Marvin'S Magic Rubik's Cube box. Okay, this is for their 40th anniversary. It's been out for a little while now, but of course I've had my eye on it for a little bit here because I'm very interested in this. I think that it'll be kind of cool to bring this as the piece of de la resistance. You know, that might not fit here, but the showstopper or the display. So basically, this allows you to use your cube magic right from the box. So let's go ahead and give it a read for ages 8 to an adult. Yes, I'm an adult most days. Marvin'S Magic is proud to present an iconic Rubik's Cube keepsake box filled with incredible tricks and illusions that are guaranteed to amaze, baffle, and entertain. Ooh, the trifecta. With unique themed props, you'll be able to mysteriously predict a chosen color, shrink and transform the special cubes, magically perform an instant solve in world record time, and much, much more. Wait a minute, so you're telling me all this practice that I'm doing and I can just solve the cube instantly? Anyway, this superb magic set is ideal for all fans of the world-famous Rubik's Cube. Yeah, Rubik's Cube. Not to be confused with the Speed Cube from Dunkin'. That's not Dunkin' Donuts, that's just Dunkin'. Okay, anyway. We also have some miniature cubes, just in case you're wondering. So let's go ahead and slide this off here. So the first thing, this comes off. And you've got this sleeve, basically. When I bought this, the first thing my daughter asked is if this was an actual cube. I'm sure you could probably buy a novelty cube this size that would actually operate. That'd be kind of cool. So this is the sleeve. World's #1 puzzle. 1974 is the original when Rubik came up with the idea. And it took him about 3 months to solve, just in case you're curious. And he did it the old-fashioned way. And when I say old-fashioned, I mean he invented, how to solve it. Because nobody's ever done it before. So he had to do it by hand, by just kind of messing around with it. So, yeah, there's a lot of different languages on here. Not suitable for children under 3, sorry. Yeah, so, yeah. Even though I've been watching recently online, I just watched a 3-year-old solve the cube in like 48 seconds. So, what am I doing with my life? Anyway, looking at the box here, let's see if there's anything on the bottom. Yep, so the bottom is going to have the Rubik's Cube there. Then you're going to have your traditional logo here on the top. And it does come with these little sticky stickers. I think that's the purpose. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these off here. I just want to see how they come off, make sure that they're not going to damage anything. I don't necessarily think I'm going to need them on at all. I'm not going to salvage the stickers. Make sure it didn't leave any permanent damage, because that's one thing you want to keep it looking fresh. Is that what the kids say these days? Fresh? There we go. Okay, so stickers are off. Time for the reveal. Whoa, if we had special effects right now, the light would appear. Anyway, so this has been out for a while, so we're going to go through and we're going to take a look at everything. I'm not going to be able to explain how everything works because, well, I don't know how everything works. That's what the booklet's for. Okay, so we have a booklet. Take a quick look through it. Okay. I see. Yeah, okay. Some puzzles. Some magic. What? Okay, I see what we're doing here. And there you have it. Okay, so there's your little instruction booklet. We do have some cardboard pieces here. This is actually quite fascinating. Let's move this to the side for a second. We do have something inside there that we'll take a look at. So here's something interesting. Yes, I have looked up online how some of this works, but you're basically putting together your puzzle, something like this, right? And this looks great, right? It looks like a really nice puzzle. You got your little Rubik's Cube in the center. Kind of what, like, if you're on the inside or maybe from the top. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. But what if we were to take our puzzle and we were to mix it up? Just give it a quick little mix, okay? Now we're going to put our puzzle back together here. That doesn't quite match up the way that it should there, does it? Let's see here. So that's going to be here. I feel like that's going to be this way. And this is going to be like this. And that's going to be like that. But wait a second. We are missing something. How does that work? The white part is missing. Now, of course, I have my own little cube here, but the white part from the other side is, in fact, missing, even though we just, turned it over, basically. So this is a cool little optical illusion that works. That's fun. My phone's just doing random stuff over here. It didn't even open. It was magic. The magic app opened on its own. It's like, hey, are you still doing this? I'm not. Okay. Here's another little book. So this is something that I've considered getting, and I saw that it was in here, and so I basically waited and I held off because I got the wrong one. Yeah, I got the wrong one because this one doesn't have any pages in it. That's right. You gotta give it a second to print. And now it should. Wait, that's not right. It's supposed to be in color. How do we get it in color? Oh wait, I got it now. Now it's in color. Very nice. Okay. Sorry, I just didn't give it enough time to set up. But I don't want it to make a mess, so I better make sure, give it a little bit of a shake, and make sure that it's yeah, there we go. Okay, now it won't make a mess in the thing. I love this. This is amazing. I've wanted one of these for quite a while. Why? Because it's fun. That's it. That's just because it's fun. It's a really cool idea, and I really love it, and I can't wait to fool some people with it. At least that's the hope. Now, we're going off face value for this stuff as we take it out. I think we've seen something like this before, but we'll have to take a look in the booklet later. What would be really cool is to be able to create a whole routine out of this box. So we do have a plastic thing here that we're not going to need. Let's see here. There's more stuff here. Let's see. Not sure how this works. I kind of understand the idea behind it. And again, I'm not really worried about exposing stuff on here because out of the 10 people that watch it, 5 of them are me, so no big deal there. But I'm suspecting that there's something going on with the lid. That does not seem to be the case here, unless this is the thing. No. So unless there's something else that I'm missing, which there may very well be, I guess you take a look at you got the little cube in there, the miniature cube. It's even smaller than the ones I have. But something's supposed to happen here. The idea is that, and I'll have to look up how to do it and give you a better presentation on it, but the idea is that you're supposed to start with the little cube, not the miniature cubes, but the little cube down here, and you shake it and it breaks apart into the little cubes. So I'm curious as to seeing how that works. Now this is the pile. Actually, I did this one. I think there is something here. Yeah, here's your centerpiece. This is your piece that you put into the center of this. So I think there's a couple of other things you could do with that, but I did do that one. I do enjoy that. Kind of understand how it works, plus the coloring book. So I like that. Now I'm curious as to see if there's any actual cubes in here, because you'd think that there would be something. This might be what I was missing before. Yeah, okay. So let's see if this is, in fact, the correct way to do this. Nothing like loading up right on here. I mean, this is going to be a longer video because there's more stuff going on here. But, because it's going to fit. Oh, that's a solve. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so now if you take a look at this, you'll see that it has magically turned into a bunch of small cubes in there. So that's kind of, yeah, so that's what I suspected there. The idea here is that we have these shells, and there's a magnet involved. So I love magnets. One of these is solved, one of these is not. So I'm really kind of curious, which is going to take a little bit of time to break open the book to see what kind of tricks we can do with that to make it look nice and pristine. So we're going to put these back in here to keep that nice and clean. I like the idea of this as an intermediate, and it might even be strong enough on its own once I learn a couple of things. We do have a little box here. I actually have a similar box. Right here, this is my Tenyo Magic box. I got some dice in there right now. But it's a similar idea, which I'm guessing this is the idea that a cube can fit in there. And that's a solve. This might be the instant solve idea. So my guess is there might actually be a shell that goes over top of this that's unsolved, and then you have this in here, and then you can, when you bring it out, you can retract the shell and bring out the solved cube. That's my thoughts for right now, but let's see how that goes. I guess that's going to go in there for right now, but we're going to put this over here. More investigation is going to need to happen for that. We still have the top of the box, which is really nice because you can utilize this as your little platform if you wanted to. We still have this thing, which I guess these things come off, which might have just stopped it from going around in there. We'll have to see how this works out here in a second. We did have our little cubes. This one, I'm curious because you kind of have to pick a color. Yeah, you have to pick a color. Both sides, of course, both sides have a lot of colors on them, but if you give it a little bit of a wave, you'll see that it actually changed. Yeah, I'm not so good at it, but you have to pick a color. Actually, I think it's better this way. Yeah, it's a little bit better with that wrist movement there, but if you kind of give it a little bit of a wave, you'll see that frame rate was not so good. But that's the idea of the paddle move. I don't go with the basic idea. I don't say that the paddle move is basic because it is so convincing done correctly. So now the idea with this, I'm guessing, once we get further into the material, will be that you're looking for a way to basically force the color red. And you might even be able to go with, I'm guessing that is red or orange. I don't know if they change. It would be interesting if maybe there was a, because it looks like it's a sticker, if there was a sliding thing where it would come apart and then there was different columns in there and you can put it back together. That would be interesting, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So that is a paddle move idea where you're kind of just forcing that particular color. But don't just take my lack of enthusiasm for something. That is a powerful effect. We got a red light, green light idea here, I guess. I'm not really sure how these work. Not red light, green light. That doesn't even make sense. I'm guessing there's something to go with that. We'll have to wait for the book to see more on that. And that's only halfway through. There's still more in here. What? Yeah, there's still a lot more going on in here. We're still. Let me put that back. Let's see here. We're actually gonna fill this back in real quick just to see, just so that it stays together for the moment. There we go. Okay, so this is still together-ish, and now we're going to the second half of the box. I wonder if there's a little bit of a depth. Nope. So this doesn't come apart. I would recommend grabbing from both sides so that this comes out. Now we have. Oh, that's it. Okay, so this is just going to be a couple of optical illusions, I'm guessing. Some depth illusions. There's a little tab there. There is nothing on the inside of that. The top and the bottom doesn't appear to do anything. Yep, you've got some optical illusions here on the side. Stare at the dot ideas. All these lines are straight. Yep. This is a wonky three-legged thing. What do you see in this picture? Some guy playing a sax or a lady. Yeah, so there's some optical illusions going on there. So that's fun. No actual Rubik's cubes, which is quite interesting to say the least. That there isn't anything. I mean, there's more magic to be had here that we're just going to have to explore. So I'm curious as to how this idea comes out. I mean, my concern is for something like this, because now we're going to do a little bit of critiquing, is this is pretty solid. I don't want to squeeze it a whole lot because I don't know if it's hollow and it's going to break or anything. It just might be a pretty solid plastic box or something like that. But I do have my little cube that is mixed up. And this cube is just slightly smaller, but would still fit inside the box with no problem. So what's interesting is that I can palm this and just say, hey, we're going to take we've got our little box here, take our little cube here. This little cube is going to go inside the box. We're going to give it a little bit of a shake, rattle, and roll. And then we're just going to go ahead and open it up. And drop it on the floor. Here we go. Needs some work, especially that. The idea here is that you're going to load. You might even be able to get away with doing something like this, where you keep this palmed. We've got our box here. So let's show you a little bit of Rubik's Cube magic. Might want to switch it to the left hand so that the camera over here doesn't pick it up. Keep the fingers closed, you're good. We've got the two things here. Let's go ahead and take this. We're going to put that into the box. Very good. Now, if you want it to be clean, you're not going to necessarily be able to do that unless you preset something. A little fishy there. But you could always risk kill the box and then drop that out. Something a little bit smoother than that. So you just give a little bit of a shake, risk kill the box, and now you're good. Now you can take care of the box, and now it's solved. But here is my concern. You can't hand this out. It's not a real cube. So I feel like I would prefer to do magic. Maybe get another cube and get two of them, one solved, one not, and then do a switch out with real cubes. But that's still going to be fine. The concern here is that how much stuff can you really hand out with this? And we have a similar box here. with the little cubes, and I think, yeah, that'll fit inside there. So this is the idea with this one. I'm guessing this is the insta-solved idea. Behold, in the jar, hands-free, we have a mixed-up cube, but with a little bit of a shake, you'll see that it is now 100%. Keep that aside there. Boom. The cube is now solved. But, my problem. My problem is it's not a real cube. So therefore, if you go to hand it out, it's just a brick, just a block. So you could even get away with just loading this here like this and just showing it off to people. And if you get real lucky, you just drop it into there, put the lid on it like this, and as quickly as that, you've got a solid cube. That's not terrible. There's no realism with these cubes. Like, I can't solve these cubes and do anything else with that, but that's fine. So I think that just going off the premise that it's a Rubik's Cube idea, which this one is solved, which I'm not sure why there's extra pieces here, if that makes sense. Unless they just put an extra one in there on accident, because this only fits 8. 7. We're just having a good time here, that's what we do. Okay. So there are only 8 of these, so I'm not sure why I got mixed up and confused before. Now, I might not be able to get lucky enough this time to do a quick load. But let's go ahead and take a look. Quick load, basically how you'd have to do that so these don't fall out is you're just holding it like this. You're showing it off. You're going to put it in there, as it goes into the tube. Grab your lid. Now, would it be impressive if we could unsolve the cube? Would it be impressive if we could unsolve it? Oh, whoa. And I think we went a little bit too far on that one. We shrunk it. Can we make it come back? Now that would be a feat in itself. I'm sure that there's a mathematical equation for solving that. I did get a cube left in there. But, so that's the idea of taking the solved cube, and instead of unsolving it, I broke it into a bunch of different pieces. Something. The other option is to take the unsolved and solve it. So fairly linear. You're not going to be able to hand out the lid, but you could definitely show off the pieces. So there is some fun aspect to that. So I do like that. I think that's kind of cool. We do have a lot of optical illusion ideas here. So there's a start for that. Now this one, I'm not sure what we're doing with it, unless it's just a load idea. So basically, again, we're just doing a load idea where we're taking, don't flash to the camera. That's what we try to advocate here on the channel. Okay, and this is something I actually do with the other box too, is I do a load. So you basically take it and you're saying we have an empty box here, but if you give it a quick little shake, there is now a cube in the box. Now if we take that cube, maybe you want to do something like this, we're going to give it a little bit of a mix. Okay, and let's see if we can put that cube, we're going to actually put that cube in the box. So place it into this hand, open up this, and then you pick up the box and you put the lid back on it. Now you've just effectively done a switch. Drop that into that hand, open this up because then the box provides cover. It is now solved, and a little bit of a flash there, but with moving your hands and talking and stuff, you can draw it away and you can really do a nice switch where you're taking a mixed up cube. I mean, I like the idea of starting like this, having this cube mixed up, having this cube solved. You can even start with it in the box, which is fine, because the idea here is you're just going to open the box, dump that out, put the lid back on it, because there's nothing in the box. You can even leave it open, okay, because you want them to see that the box is in fact empty. Then what you got to do is you got to start mixing up the cube, which basically all you're going to do is just do a switch out. Which I wonder if the under cover of the hand, doing the rotation, if you could do just a roll in your hand. So you're just going to do a switch out where you're going to grab this with your thumb and rotate this up like you would with a coin. So you're just going to turn it around and, you know, go for it. If it works, it works. Then you're just going to grab the box. I like the idea of having the lid on the box, I guess. Thinking about that. I mean, because otherwise you'd have to do it differently. So let's take a look at it. So if you have the box in hand here, like this, then you could lift up your lid. Or actually, you don't really need to necessarily do that. Sorry. You're going to grab the lid with the hand, with the guilty hand, because that's going to give you your wand effect. Then you're going to load it into there. So this is over here. And then all you want to do is you want to fake put it into the box. They can hear the sound of it going in the box. Cover as you're going, because you're just placing the lid on the box. Make it look as naturally as possible. Now, your hand's off. The mix-up cube has gone in the box. They open the box. They dump it out. It is solved again. Now, I'd get 2 of these over having a fake cube any day. So that really, because I can't let them inspect it, because then they'll know that you can't actually mix it up. Whereas if you could mix it up like this, I might have to go buy another one of these or try to find mini cubes, because then they know that I could have solved it quickly. Now, the problem with using this particular cube is if anybody tried to solve it, there's no way. Whereas if I picked up this cube and I'm just like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and get a good solve on it, then you're good to go. Not so with this one. But I love the idea of it, and I still think it's a good application. We do have some really nice optical illusions in there. But there's more tricks to be had. I think that's the thing, is in the booklet. Anytime you get a magic kit, the booklet is going to be offering a large spectrum of magic that's not quite in the box. We didn't even figure out what these do. So that's a whole, like, I didn't even know what these do. So or I couldn't even think of something to do with these. So that's something to consider there. I don't even know if they're the same. They're just pieces. That probably make up a cube. I don't know. Are they magnets? No. So that's going to have to warrant further investigation. This, I think, the idea behind this is that it's an open tube, and we've seen this before with some other magic. It slides in. You could even do the same idea, where you're going to take. It is an empty cube, in fact, truly empty cube. We're going to take the solved cube, put it in there, and we're just going to shake. And what that's going to do is that's actually going to allow the cube to get mixed up. Yeah. You can drop the other cube into your hand, show that it is empty without flashing, and then all you have to do is just load it back into the top here, load this back into the bottom, give it a little bit of a shake, and it comes out solved. So it's a similar idea to what we had with the bigger one, but it had a plastic shell to it, so I'm not really sure how that particular one works. But that's the idea. That's what we've got here. So let's go ahead and get this put back together. Hope you guys enjoyed this little magic show and tell, rather. This was the Marvin'S Magic Rubik's Cube 40th anniversary box. So absolutely great stuff here. Just getting it put back together, and that's it. That's all we got for you today. Some stuff was great. It's all great. It's all good stuff. just further investigation, reading the magic book is going to be necessary. We're going to keep that out. I'm going to say that this is still my favorite thing. I just love the idea of this. That's just a beautiful thing. Because as quickly as that, I can have it printed, give it a little bit of a shake and a twist, and it adds color. Absolutely love that. And I keep dropping this little white, so you know, there's that. But I think I've seen what I've seen somebody do online is that they would actually have this in the top. So you can have this on here, you can be doing some magic, and then you can just produce this at some point. At least that's what I've seen people do online. But it doesn't really go in there very well. Something to play around with, I guess. Mini cubes. Leave that out for a second because I'm going to play with it. Because it's fun. And we're going to leave the book out so we can read it. Oh, we didn't solve our cube. Make sure you solve your cube. Beautiful. There's that. And then we're going to get the top back on it. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. Well, not Q&A, so to speak. Critiquing. Okay, so what do I love about the box? Well, I love the application of some of the devices. I love optical illusions. It's a good little sidebar. It's a good little thing to get the spectator thinking about things. They're kind of small, so you're going to be up in somebody's face. That might be a little bit of a problem, but that's a negative to the actual good thing, not that it makes it bad. I love the coloring book simply because I love the idea of the coloring book. It's just a fun little idea. If it fools somebody, it fools them. If it doesn't, it's just fun. That's all that matters with that. I like the little plastic thing with the cubes. I do like the loading box. I like loading boxes. They just offer... They've got those little stickers on there. Just offers a little bit of fun. Okay, the biggest problem, the two problems that I have with it that I would say is, the first one is that ever elusive, like, I want more, fill up the box. It's good as it is, but obviously anytime you buy something, you just want more to be included because it's so awesome. But my biggest gripe, I would say, my biggest criticism is that there's no actual Rubik's Cube in here. I would have thought that there would have been at least a real cube. And I had the same problem when I buy, like, novelty decks. Why wouldn't you just pay USPCC to make your novelty deck? Have USPCC make your novelty deck. Why would you not do bicycle stock if you're doing a novelty deck? You could charge more, and I've seen some really nice novelty cards that people would absolutely love to use out in the real world. But they can't because they're cardboard, they're cheap, they're my biggest pet peeve. Anyway, why wasn't there a real cube in here? Now, my question is, when I read this, is it going to give me some ideas and applications for adding a real cube? We'll see. Overall, if I were to judge this on a scale of 1 to 5, because it's a box of this magnitude, I'm going to give it a 4.5. And the 5% that we're missing is a real cube. That's it. That's the only thing. If there was a real cube in here, I'd give it a 5 out of 5 for me personally, for what it is. It's a novelty box. It's a book of magic. And there's so much magic that you could do with it that's going to be a lot of fun. But that's that. That's all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.